Hello everyone, back again with another video for you, something a little different. Today what I want to do, guys, is it's kind of potentially dangerous, so be very careful. Use common sense with this, but in a sense what we're going to be doing is we're going to make matches the old way, the way that the ancients would have done them, particularly those people living in volcanic areas of the world. This would be, or was, their main method of being able to, say, light candles and things like this. What we have here is yellow sulfur. This particular batch is 99.8% pure. Be very careful with this stuff. It is flammable, obviously. I mean, we use it to make gunpowder. But in a sense, what we want to do is we're going to take this stick. Any stick will do. I preferred and chose to split down some fat wood. I would think that would be very good stuff for this particular type of thing. And the other piece of equipment we have is a good old-fashioned spoon. Okay? So let's get this going. It's only going to take a few minutes to get this part done, and then we'll move on and we'll actually light it. I'll show you how to do it. These are not like modern day matches. They are not friction ignited. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a little scoop here of the powdered sulfur. I've already started a flame in this candle here, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my spoon carefully without dropping sulfur into the flame, and I'm going to just sit it on top of that candle carefully. And we're going to let that flame go up, and we're going to cook that down. We're going to melt it into a liquid. There's nothing special to this, no fancy other chemicals or anything like that added. It's just simply liquefying yellow sulfur powder. You know, stuff comes from volcanoes, so you know, that type of area. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take this stick. It's going to take a couple of minutes for this stuff to liquefy. We're not going to edit the film on this part. We're just going to let it all go, and we're just going to take the tip of our piece of wood here, and we're just going to stick it in there, and we're going to just gob it up on there real good. And then from that point we'll let it dry, and then we'll move on to the actual ignition part of it. So we're already starting to liquefy really nice. We're already about a quarter of it done. So hang in there. This is almost ready. Like I said, it'll only take a few minutes to do. You can use an open fire. I originally intended to do this outside, and it's the best thing to do it outside as much as possible, especially when you're igniting things, because of the sulfur dioxide fumes that can come off of this stuff. And I'll explain that again later when we do the other half on the igniting. But we've had some very windy weather today. I'm getting over the bronchitis that almost turned into pneumonia. Just managed to whip it, so I don't really want to go out in that crap unless I have to. Okay, but anyways, here we go. As you can see, we're pretty liquefied up. We'll just got a little bit more to go. I've actually have more here than what I'm going to need. This stuff dries pretty quickly. It only takes a couple of minutes. So, almost there. Okay, good enough. I'll just stir this in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the tip of this, and I'm just going to roll it around up in there. Alright, and it's going to turn yellow, that tip is. Whoops. Be careful, the stuff will drip. I've already ruined one shirt doing this. So be careful. It cleans right up. Just be careful doing it. Do not inhale the fumes. So I'm getting a little messy here. It's alright though, it'll clean up, like I said. And I'm just going to keep turning this thing for a minute. Lift it up, let it dry a little bit. Do it a couple of times. As you can see, were coming out really nice. Okay. I'm still dripping. Oh well. Like I said, it'll clean up. Alright, so we're going to do this again. Now that it's kind of dried a little bit, put another little coating on it. Alright. So, this is pretty much ready now. Just going to let it dry. As you can see, we're coated very well. Try to get up here closer. Get you a good view. There you go. It's pretty thick. Worked for me. So we're going to do it again. Just hang in there. I'm going to get that tip a little more. As you can see, I've only had this off the flame now for 45 seconds and it's already pretty well dry. So, and that'll re-liquefy right up. It's going to stick to the spoon. Use whatever. You know, use an old tuna can or something on the oven, on the top of the stove top or something if you have to. Whatever. But as you can see, this part is done. Okay, this is ready. So I'm going to this part here. I'm going to pause the camera. I'm going to reset you up in a different room where I'm able to close it off from the rest of the house. The last time I did this, it took about 4 hours for the headache to go away because of the sulfur dioxide fumes. So I don't want this going into the house and getting the kids not feeling good. So hang in there. Part 2 is coming right up. Alright guys, so we're back. We're in more of a closed-in area off the way from the house, where the fumes from the sulfur dioxide aren't going to be able to get to the children and make them sick. As I said, I'm getting over fighting off pneumonia, and I'm not into going out into this really windy day today in the middle of winter in South Dakota. So bear with me out here in my little work area here. What we got here, guys, is we have our candlestick ready. Our candlestick, you know, a matchstick, I'm sorry. Okay, what I have here is, you know what this is. Okay, I have a little piece of char cloth. Now I wanted to do this, I was hoping that my flint order would have gotten here, and it didn't quite make it. Not yet, it won't be here till tomorrow or possibly Tuesday. But I got some char cloth, and I'm going to use my ferro rod since we don't have the flint in yet with the steel. Anyways, what I'm going to do, guys, here is this stuff will ignite off of the simplest of embers. All right, so we're going to use my flint striker here, my ferrocerium rod, and our stick here. And what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put a strike on this. I'm going to get an ember going, and we're going to apply it to here. We're going to blow on it. We're going to nurse it, and we're going to bring it, make it into fire. So there we go. Bear with me. I've only done this a few times, so let's see what happens. See what we get here. Okay. Starting to get a nice little blue flame going. If you guys can see that. Okay. Now, this stuff's going to probably stick to the darn char cloth. Char cloth's going to stick to it, I should say. I know it did the last one I did. Now, this stuff will drip a little bit, so be aware of that if you're doing this, okay? It will drip. Okay, I'm going to take the char cloth away now, and I'll show you. So we're going good. Okay, there's your match. So yeah, I've told you, as I said, you see that drip right there? So you got to be aware of that and be aware of your surroundings. Okay, so experiment with what you like, what you prefer. Maybe you like a lighter bit of the sulfur rather than a heavier bit like I did where I doubled it up. And as I said as well, this is fat wood, so you know automatically this stuff's going to work great once it actually ignites. But there you go. Put that out. And I'm going to put this out now. I'm not into breathing all this sulfur dioxide anymore. So anyways, I hope you guys liked the video. Be very careful with this stuff, guys. It can be very dangerous. So anyhow, take care. Have a good one. Thanks for watching.